Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to the Friday Night Press Conference Reaction Show. I'm, of course, your host, the Gov. This is the show that takes you from the week and delivers you firmly into the weekend. Although we have to wait an extra day before our, is it Super Blues for you or the Tractor Boys? There's that contentious point all week. I've seen bubbling away. Is it Super Blues? Is it Tractor Boys? Whichever it may be for you. There's another day to wait before we sadly see them take the field. Obviously, live on Sky at 12:30 kickoff. Plymouth Argyle are the opponents, but I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to breaking down what was said, how we feel about it. Sitting here on the Friday night, of course, washed down courtesy with a few away day beers, and of course the live chat. As always, we want to be really busy. So if you've got a comment, an opinion, a point about Ipswich or about England, I know they're playing. This show is going up live against some big hitters, some top box office names. Then do let us know, of course, in the live chat box. We want to hit, I don't know, let's say 80 likes for tonight's show. Let's hit 80 likes for tonight's show. Hit that like button if you are watching live. And don't forget, you can support the platform through a monthly subscription. Go to YouTube, hit the join button, or go to our Ko-Fi site and become a TT fifth stander today. We do appreciate what you do for that, or I certainly do. And I couldn't thank you enough. But that's it. If you want to do it, you can do. Links in the chat. Just a reminder for you all this evening. Right, let's kick things off with a couple of comments. Then I'll bring Matt in first of all. We've got Colin, who's missing his first game of the season Sunday. Colin, you made the right decision, my man. And good evening, Adi. Good evening, Gino. Matt Stannard, our prediction league master. Evening all. Hope everyone's had a good week and laughing at the New England kit. Good evening. And Billy Dalton's in the room. He says, I'm going 2-1 Town Sunday. Craig, as a kid of the 70s, it'll always be the Super Blues for Craig. Love that. Is it Super Blues? Is it Tractor Boys? And I realised this afternoon, I actually use emojis an awful a lot. Like, I struggle to get through writing most things on a phone without using an emoji. So put your favourite emoji in the chat. Whatever it might be, let us know what your favourite emoji is while I go ahead and bring in this man here.
The Media Mogul.
We've just lost the teenagers. It's absolutely embarrassing.
Matt Phillips.
Mr. Phillips, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. What time zone are you in?
I'm in all sorts of time. I'm so good. I'm in all three, mate.
It's good. We know winter's coming now, don't we? It's getting dark. Has your heating come on?
Is it hell? How much is it going to cost? No chance.
You're wearing a couple of jumpers.
It's going to go a couple of jumpers at least the 1st of December, I think.
All you need to do is sit in front of them lights, as you were moaning about through the heat wave.
But they are powered by electricity, so it's still burning money.
Right, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's still burning money. What is it to you? Super Blues or Tractor Boys?
Yeah. I remember when like Tractor Boys come around, I was like, hold on a minute, we're Super Blues. I think Tractor Boys is better, personally. It's got a bit more of a, I don't know, it's got a bit more of a global appeal to it, maybe, a bit of a brand to it, I guess.
Yeah.
We might find out one day if we get back in the Premier League.
Do you think Super Blues could be a little bit just generic?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think Tractor Boys is like, it's got a little bit, it's a bit more bespoke, isn't it? There must be other teams called Super Blues, surely.
Yeah. We've got and embrace the heritage of the tractor. Why not? I mean, obviously Ransom's huge part in creation of horticultural stuff.
We need to get the tractor driver in, don't we?
We do, yeah. Actually, that's the point. Let me tell you,
I did a 4-4-2 forum once, like on East Anglian football, and the Norwich guy was going, he goes, I don't know what you're called Tractor Boys for. He said, there's more tractors up Norfolk way.
That's true.
What if there is? Oh, he was just trying to annoy me, I think. What if there is, though?
That's true. That is true. Kieran Baines, thank you very much. Anyone who hasn't voted for Best Content Creator with Talking Town, that deserved the vote. Best Channel. Of course, we have been shortlisted, Matt, top 8 nationally in the Best EFL podcast against some big hitters. Under the Kosh, and of course, your mate, Big Dara, with the Hard Truth podcast.
Yeah. And Kings of Anglia. We'll give them, they don't mention us, but we'll give them a mention. We'll give them a mention. Fair play to them. Yes, brilliant.
But still, all three media publications, it's good to be in amongst those types of platforms.
Yeah, 100%. Got to thank everyone who voted for us and is enjoying it. Most people will tell you we're rubbish, but obviously people quite like what we're doing because it's the second year in the row we've been there, isn't it? So
It is.
that to me, I don't care about awards really. The recognition of getting there. And I've got in trouble recently over trying to get this podcast recognition on certain platforms. That's enough for me. That's enough. And a great thing for you, Martin. You know, when you
Thank you very much.
we always go back, don't we? Lockdown. Oh, would you fancy doing a podcast? And here you are, 2 years in a row, rubbing shoulders with all these other pods.
2 years in a row, yeah, 5 shows a week, thousands and thousands of views, but you know, phenomenal success. But for only thanks to the people at home. So thank you so much for voting for us to be in the top 8. If you want to go ahead and vote for us again to try and take us one further, he may not like the awards, but I mean, I've got a little bit of competitive nature with me, so I do.
A little bit.
A little bit. Yeah, all right. I've got a fucking great shed load of competitive spirit.
Richard Moffman's got a small ego.
If you ain't first, you're last. Owen Griffiths, I think as a club, we are extremely high up when it comes to podcasts. I've been following. It's great to see. Yes, I always said last year, Owen, if we had as many points as podcasts, we'd be winning this league by an absolute country mile.
What I do feel is a bit silly though is like, you know, because we were pushing people to vote for Rich, but influencer, weren't we? When you take it onto that local level and you know what you've done in the community and raised the money and all that. Again, something I've got in trouble over. But then the influencers they've chosen are like Mark Goldbridge, Fabrizio Romano.
Well,
who's like
that's influence in a different way, innit? That's like, you know, walk out of your house in a certain pair of shoes. People are going to rush out and buy those certain pairs of shoes. I don't think anyone's looking at Rich's footwear and going.
No, they might be looking at his Planet Blue collection though and thinking, wouldn't mind getting that kind of shirt and all that. But yeah, I just felt like, you know, you've got levels of influence, haven't you? I mean, Rich has proven what he is in our community, but he can't compete with bloody global media people.
No. Well, don't lay the gauntlet down to him, for fuck's sake, whatever you do, because he will give it a go. Prediction League. We have a Prediction League this week. Links in the chat. Matt, me and you. Well, Rich is in the league. He is in the table, but he claims he's not playing because when you're not winning it, you don't want to play it, right? It's one of those, isn't he? Playing Jenga and knock the table over.
Colin's in there. Oh, look, I've got 5 points. Look, I'm just Richard Chandler's right just behind me there. Look. Richard's not even playing properly. He's got 4 points. How's this?
Both less than me, though. Both less than me. I'm top of the second part of the table. Love it. But Mike D, well done, leading the way. Links in the chat. Get involved. Matt said, I don't know, Gov. Looking at him, he's going, is that referee wearing pink boots? Of course, the famous pink boots.
Yeah. What if he was refereeing in the week, Rich? What if he was wearing those?
Wow, there you go. David, thank you very much for the 10 euros. We appreciate it, buddy. Thank you so much. Hope you're well over there in Ireland. Look after yourself. Is it cold where you are? Because he's putting the heating on.
Oh, no, so the heating's on. It did come on yesterday, I have to admit. Turned it off. But I just wondered if yours had come on.
No, and it's not.
Ours comes on when it hits a certain level, you see. So I've had to bugger about. If I bugger about with the thing, it will ruin it, and then it will.
Have you not got a Hive?
Oh, what?
A Hive. You can do it on your phone.
Oh no!
I can lay in bed, mate, and make it toasty before we even left the room. Yeah, it's lovely.
No. If we go downstairs, it's by the cupboard under the stairs.
Peasant! Such peasant.
The Cruncher, Richard Moss.
You're talking utter fucking.
Here he is once again, Mr. Moss. Welcome back. How are you?
What I want to know is where is my fucking black shirt I ordered?
Does it not come?
See,
no.
If you were an influencer, they would have got you.
I'll tell you what. Brilliant from the club, Matt, that they've sold so many. But get some more staff in to get the orders out because people have paid. You've had people who've paid express delivery and still ain't had their shirts. Not good enough.
Has no one got their black shirts yet then?
Yeah, they're sending them out in dribs and drabs. But you've got people who've paid express delivery to obviously have them delivered first. But they've, I think 7,000, Matt, they sold.
Wow. Are we ever going to wear this strip?
Probably not. Could have worn it last Saturday at Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, I was thinking. Could have done, couldn't they? Here's a little story for you. I had a delivery today because it's my brother-in-law's birthday on Sunday. We're all going to Legoland, right? So I'm going to have to record the match and watch it as live when we're back. So I'm not going to take my phone with me. So it's one of those again. So I've got it in this, right? So this is
peasant.
The games that made us 30 years of West Ham United. So I had a little leaf through like you do. And lo and behold, what's in there?
Bobby Zamora.
West Ham 2, Ipswich 0, the Matthew Everington. Was it Everington?
Yeah.
that was the evening where I was accused of being Larry and annoying by the police, and they got me in a headlock in the away end.
Matt, Larry and annoying. People up and down the country are listening to this show, watching this show live or on catch up and going, surely not the Matthew Phillips we all know.
That was 2004. You was at that game, weren't you, Rich? You at that one?
That was a real balmy night. I remember it was real. We done quite well, didn't we? Westlake hit the post right at the end, didn't he, Matt?
In the book, their hearts are in their mouths. And it's
Everton was a great goal, and the other goal from Christian Daly, it sort of hit him right in the nuts, didn't it? He controlled it and sort of toe punted it in. That's probably one of the best atmospheres an away ground I've ever been to that night.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. And Repka come over, didn't he? Repka come over to the away end and started giving it the big one.
Yeah.
Thomas.
Never mind. But that's it. That part of West Ham history, apparently. So there you go.
Talking of books, Rich, you obviously took a delivery today from our friend of the platform, Cole Fuller. He's not. Yeah, all right. We'll talk about ourselves. Don't worry. This is a professional, seamless podcast. Yeah.
We know the layout of Rich's house now, so we know exactly where he's going. He's back again.
By the dog food.
There it is.
There it is.
Have you finished it already?
No, I've only just started. There's a bookmark. You get a bookmark with it as well, Matt. Look.
Nice.
Oh, la,
Town on the
la.
telly. Town on the telly.
Is it every game?
I've got a little question, a little quiz for everyone in the chat. Colin, you can't play because you already know the answer. 171 games Town have been on the telly. How many have I been to? There you go.
I know the answer as well because you told me, but I'm not going to say anything.
You're not entering.
I'm not going to say anything. I'll tell you what, though.
Games. How many have I been to?
I'm just going to write down Colin add bookmark to book sales because obviously that's a nice little touch. That it's a nice little touch. Add a little bookmark. Is it a branded bookmark? Is it like Town on the telly sort of bookmark?
These people have been on Twitter because they know the answer. Look, Emerson.
Well, if you would tweet the answer before you do the quiz,
make it a quiz, does it?
I don't think Richard Osman's going to be doing that on the old.
Carl Brooks is in the chat. Carl's had a really, really tough time. I don't want to say what's going on, but my heart goes with you, mate. And if you ever need to chat, just give me a call. That's all I'll say.
Okay.
The answer is 111, by the way, everybody. Metal J says I've been to 32. I mean, 32. Come on,
Metal J.
I've done more than that.
He does 32 games in a month. Does Richard Moss? Let's be honest. Yeah. All right. Man, a headlock. Was that like Hornswoggle in the WWE?
What was that?
Sorry. Norman
a little crotch chop.
He used to hide under the ring, didn't he?
He did. He used to come out from under the ring.
I know that guy.
Fit Finley, Matt. Do you remember him? Fit.
I do. Yeah, he used to be on ITV, didn't he? The Kent Walton days.
I think the most unique answer is procrastinating. 1 ball, 0 use sofa supporting knob.
Thanks.
There you go. But obviously, that's a reference back to you. Your famous outburst of one of many famous outbursts last season. Wes Burns, lots of talk about him. Obviously, away with Wows, didn't play the first friendly. Where do we expect him to be involved with the second in terms of off the bench, starting? Rich, what's your thoughts with that one?
Well, you think he'd be involved, wouldn't you? If he's not involved, I see. Did you see Kevin De Bruyne's comment about the game, Matt? Because obviously the Nations League now they're trying to jazz up the sort of, it used to be friendlies, and he said that's the 12th time he's played against Wales, and he's a little bit fed up.
No one understands how this Nations League works, does it? No one
cares.
It's complicated, isn't it?
It's nonsense because I think if England lose tonight, they could get relegated. Now, does that make any difference? It makes no difference with qualifying for the Euros or whatever. Or
sack
the World
the
Cup.
board, sack the board, sack the board. On the pitch, on the pitch.
Yeah, it's a nonsense. I hope he doesn't play at all because at the moment we're dropping like flies with injuries, and so it'll be just bleeding sod's law, wouldn't it? Was it things happening freeze? Be sod's law, wouldn't it? It'd get a little innocuous tackle off someone, and that's it. So hopefully you don't just for private reasons from Town. We don't want him to play, but if he does, good luck to him. It's always great to see Town players playing internationally. You think back, Rich, we were talking about Marcus Stewart the other week, weren't we? And used to get Herman away, you had Matty Holland away, Magilton was away. It was great.
It's going to be frustrating. It's going to be frustrating because when this World Cup squad's picked, there's probably quite a strong possibility that Burns is going to make the squad. I would have thought.
Yeah, your thoughts were days in this one.
But he's going to go away probably for 6 weeks, Matt. And realistically, how much football is he going to play?
Yeah.
He
He might need a pre-season when he comes back.
So Obviously, he'll want to get picked, obviously, because look, as a kid growing up, you want to play for your country in a World Cup, and that's probably like your dream of anybody who wants to play as a footballer. But it's going to be frustrating for us if he goes and we see him just sitting on the bench. They'll be out in the first round anyway, won't they? So,
yeah, it's great to see town players representing at the World Cup, isn't it? What was it? Bart went there, didn't he, as the third choice keeper, Poland?
Matty Holland scored.
Yeah, Matty Holland, yeah.
Yeah.
The moment they actually are knocked out, are they released back to their domestic club straight away?
Well, yeah, I thought it'd be a day or two, and then they come back. But I think you'd write him off for November if he goes.
Yeah.
But you know what Wales are like? They probably got the bloody way, wouldn't they?
Martin was musing over the fact Johnny Williams is still in the Welsh team.
Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And then Lee Evans is playing Plymouth tomorrow on Sunday. It's just nonsense. It's a nonsense.
Yeah. Did you like Johnny Esther? You a fan?
About 5 years ago, yeah.
5
years ago, he was...
We could do with him now, I reckon, in that number 10.
No. What?
That's up there. Your
he's played for Swindon in League Two.
He's international, though, going to the World Cup, apparently.
So your front two is Johnny Williams and John Akindi.
Can you imagine the scenes?
No, I can imagine. That's the problem. I can imagine it. It's not pretty.
Yeah, Big John. Yeah.
What's the front two?
Colchester got rid of Wayne Brown, didn't they? Big John for playing manager. I put that in the Discord. We'll see.
What on earth? Emerson said, at least I'll stay wait for the second half now. TT is on. There we go. We're almost like alternative commentary, but not quite, Maybe
we should have done that.
Watching the alternative. Maybe one day. Hey, there's a few. I know people have been demanding watch-alongs again. They say we enjoyed the watch-alongs the last previous years. We want more watch-along. We want more watch-along. So watch this space, I guess. But
you have to have the same time commentary, don't you? You have to time it. It's difficult.
That's
very true. Different sources. Should I say?
We could offer it to the football club. We can do an iFollow one. Alternative commentary one day.
Andy Holt's tweet, because he's still on about the iFollow, man. And he's on about how many people have watched the game, being honestly, at 3 o'clock on a Saturday.
We would never do that.
Interesting poll. Interesting poll.
Did you vote on it? Is that what you had to do?
I did vote. Yeah, I did vote.
What was the scores?
I don't know what the score. It was almost 50-50, but I'm not sure if everyone was telling the truth in there.
No.
Almost 50-50.
Yeah, I think so. I'll have a look. No, we can't recall Matt Penny.
We don't want to recall Matt Penny.
Not coming back.
Whenever you say about like the iFollow 3 PMs, the vote on polls, I just get reminded of Tony Soprano's famous quote which says, log off, that cookie shit makes me nervous. So,
there you go, 52-48 it finished. Ben Hobbs says, Matt.
48-52?
Yeah, 52 watched.
We're watching. 52 were watching, were they?
That's a famous figure, isn't it? 52-48. It's not like it's closely run.
The clubs are going to take the income regardless, aren't they?
They are.
10 spot in your pocket.
What's going to happen when Town TV comes, regards to watching games?
Well, the same rule. I don't know.
Who knows? We've never done it, so we won't. We don't know how that works.
No. You can see our halos. Matt Stannard, I was chatting to him about that country and about how they don't really do much to stop you. Stephen watches after the blackout. He's a good boy. Talking Town TV, says Owen, who's on Monday night show, by the way. Owen Griffiths, one of our new voices. Talking Town TV, like that.
Got to be a Welsh lad with that. Then it'll be all in on Wes.
Matt Johnson, ExpressVPN, new sponsors of Itches Town.
Yeah,
they can sponsor me if they like. I ain't fuzzy. I ain't fuzzy at all. Matt Stannard, I think you should do a blind commentary to this England game.
We're not watching it
because I'm not watching it. I didn't even put it on the TV. I just didn't even bother. I can imagine it's.
You don't like international football, though, do you?
Oh, I can't fucking.
Who does really outside of big tournaments?
Just wake me up when the World Cup starts. That's all. All the Euros. Just give me a tournament. Wake me up, and I'm all in. Even right down to the point where I'm googling, Group E Team 3's squad on Wikipedia to find out their stats. I'm that engrossed in it. Am I
right in thinking they've changed the opening game of the World Cup because it was Ecuador, Qatar?
Was it?
It's not exactly the most mouthwatering of clashes, is it?
Nothing wrong with that. I don't know if it's changed to Netherlands versus someone else. They keep changing it around, don't they?
If he Qatar, surely the hosts open the tournament.
Yeah, traditionally they do, don't they? I think. I think they do.
But
You
yeah,
won't.
they always do. Like, you've had some famous upsets over the years. I'm thinking back to South Africa, sort of.
Cameroon, 1990, Matt. Do you remember that against Argentina?
Okay.
So that was the Holgers opening it, wasn't it? 'Cause
Yeah,
that
that was the
Olympic.
Holgers. I always remember Claudio Canizio, and he makes that run in the second half, and there's one bloke tries to wipe him out, another bloke tries to wipe him out, and then finally he absolutely smashes him. I think his boot comes flying off. What a great game that was. Oman Biek. Did he score the winner?
The header. He rose
Yeah,
like a salmon. Head to the end, didn't he? That's down the end we were at in the San Siro for the Inter game. Yeah. Brilliant.
Lush. Right, Matt Burgess. Surgery successful, but now we've got Greg Lee out with, I think it's a stress fracture, several weeks, possibly months. We've now lost two.
Let me tell everyone, I'm officially worried about these injuries.
Why are you worried about the injuries for?
Because they're all left-sided players. And so you've only got...
Andy Croucher. Has the weekend started? No, we are 11 minutes late.
Oh, God. Did the 8:51?
Haven't got the video loaded.
There you go. Here's your answer.
What do we do? We'll do a 9 o'clocker, shall we?
Yeah, give me a minute.
Yeah.
I've been ill. I've been ill. Give me a minute. Carry on. Why are you worried about the injuries?
Yeah, no, I am. Because suddenly, we haven't got an abundant of left wing back options, have we? We've only got Leaf now. And Greg Lee was looking really good. But I do think back to last week. So he's done it in the Sheffield Wednesday game. And he only come on because Davis got that yellow. And they subbed him immediately, didn't they? And he come on and got yellow himself. So it made it redundant, particularly. But it does worry me a little bit because, we've had this debate on previous seasons. We've got the best squad. We've got squad depth. Suddenly, a couple of injuries in similar positions on the left side. Suddenly, you're looking at square pegs in round holes, are you not?
Obviously, Lewis said earlier in the show, Matt, bring back Matt Penny, but you can't do that. So who is now your number 2 de facto left back? Is it a KVY? Is it a Carl Edwards?
Yeah.
Is it a mixture of the two? Where's the land lie for you in terms of the pecking order on that left side?
Well, you're going to see, like Chris at West Brom said, Carl Edwards isn't really a wing back. But you might see him in one of these positions now because it needs must. That's what I'm saying. Square peg round hole now. Time. I mean, Kane can go in there, but is Kane going to be playing instead of Burns on the other side? Signing Danny Rose on a short-term deal. Yes, it leaves me a little bit worried. Yeah, absolutely, because we've been cruising, haven't we? And we've looked at our bench and gone, now that's a strong-looking bench. And now we're thinking, right, who's going to slot in there? Who's going to slot in there? Could get an injury on Sunday. Like I say, Burns could get injured.
You mentioned something there, Burns, Rich, because obviously Burns, we expect to be going away with Wales. Greg Lee, if he misses 8 weeks, is it 8 weeks from today? Is one.
Well, it says 8. Well, I looked how long the compression fracture in it. They said it's 8 weeks, but that depends if everything goes to plan.
Okay, but let's say it does. That's the middle of November. That's the middle of November.
Where are we? 1st of October next Saturday, aren't we? So you're right off October. There's only 2 league games, to be honest, in November because of the FA Cup. So I think you've got Cheltenham and you've got Exeter. So that's it could be into December. You don't know. But listen, injuries are part and parcel of football. Everyone's been raving that we've got the best squad in the league. We can't cry now we've got 2 or 3 injuries. You just have to get on with it. Get on with it.
Yeah, well, I might get that. Yeah, get on with it. I like that. Get on with it, he says.
You've got Cameron Humphreys. He's played left back. I know Mike, the fisherman, saying there about Humphreys as left back. He's played there for the 23s, Mike. I know it's a totally different level of football, but he could play there. Listen, just get on with it. Suck it up. Injuries, part and parcel. Can't keep saying that you've got the best squad in the league and then you get 2 or 3 injuries and then you're suddenly saying, oh, we're a bit worried. No, get on with it.
All I'm going to say is if you've been watching us from the start, we used to have our little injury watch section, didn't we, every week with the ambulance going down the road as the video footage to bring it in.
We did.
They were bad times, weren't they? I mean, it shows you how much things have changed. A couple of injuries to 2 key players, which going, oh no. But it was like 12 players long, wasn't it?
It's starting. Chris Boyd, pick up these injuries this early isn't good, but it does create opportunity for others. We do have a deep squad. We look at our bench every week, so we're more prepared than past season. Because obviously, not these 2. Then you've got Hadmi as a doubtful through illness for this Sunday. That's illness, not an injury, but it's still, you're coming into the little block of fixtures, I guess, where people start picking up knocks, injuries, and as Rich says, get on with it. Get on with it. It's part and parcel of the game. I mean, KVY right back, Davis left back, that'd be fine. Vincent Young has looked better in recent games. Edwards ain't a bad option either. The huge difference this season has been our threat down the left. Yes. If Davis gets injured or suspended, Yeah, good. It's a good
Yeah,
point.
but that's
It's
if
a good
buts
point.
and maybes. If Davis gets injured, Davis might not get injured, so we can't keep saying he might get injured.
true. It's only hypothetical.
It's a shame, isn't it? Because it's obviously they normally play. Davis does about 60, 65, doesn't he? And then he's a great sub to come on, Greg Lee. You know, he's really, really impressed me.
He's really good.
But
He'd be starting.
it's just one of them things. It's one of them things, and I did see in the chat there, Davis has got 3 yellow cards already, Matt. So another 2, and that's a suspension for him. So just have to wait and see, won't we?
Another feisty character. Talking of which, and obviously injury, but this player's returning from injury. Disco Dom is returning from injury, obviously fully fit, started during the week. How do you fit Disco Dom into the team then, Rich? Because obviously he's taken his chances in Papa John's action by the scruff of the neck. It's probably fair to say. McKenna said it was a few weeks coming back from that, and then of course it takes you an extra few weeks to get your rhythm and get up to speed, and he's certainly been doing that. He's been improving session by session in training and putting a very good performance the other night to back up his good performance against Northampton. How do you get him in the team, Rich? Because he is a class above.
He was man of the match the other night for me. I thought he was really good. I know you were only playing Arsenal kids. It's hard one. He probably signed him. He was probably, if he'd have been fit first day of the season, Matt, I think he probably would have started instead of Lee Evans, you know. But this is where you have to grab your opportunity when you come into the team. Lee Evans, look, I give him a lot of stick last season. He is like a new player. He looks fitter. He looks stronger. You know, he arguably, if you voted for a player of the year right now, Lee Evans would probably be at the top of that poll, Matt, I reckon. You know, he's been excellent every single game. So it's just at the minute, Martin, you know, we're only going to play 2 in that middle, I'd have thought. He could play 3, but then that disrupts how you play further up the pitch. So at the minute, it's just a case of he's probably going to have to wait for his chance on the bench, comes on a sub in probably the second half, and probably should have bought him on last, in hindsight, he probably should have bought him on last Saturday, shouldn't he, in that midfield?
Possibly so. Possibly so. Do you gamble this week in terms of going to a 3 with no Wes Burns? Do you just change the shape a little bit and bring Ball in and go with Evans, Morsey and Ball as a 3 away at Plymouth, who are unbeaten at home, Matt?
No, I just think he'll stick with what he's done previously. We always discuss whether or not he might change the formation, but I like that bulldozer. That's a good nickname for him, I think. The bulldozer. No, I think it'll just be our usual standard formation in possession, which is 3-4-3 and whatever it is out of possession. But yeah, I mean, look, he could slot into the left sided of the 3 centre halves, I guess, but if needed. But what was the 3? What was the 3 at the? I didn't see the Arsenal game because I was working. What was the 3 at the back on Tuesday?
Keogh and Edmondson, and who did he play right back? Kane
Vincent Young. It was a 2 when it was a 4 because he played. Did he play Leif Davis? I'm sure he did.
Yeah, he played Davis.
Do you know he didn't play?
No. He came on second half.
I wonder if it's a Leif Davis very often in Papa John's action now. There's no Greg Lee.
The other night, he probably had to because he was going to play Greg Lee because he was still in the country and he weren't going away till later in the week. So obviously with that injury, he probably had to play him. But I think for the Cambridge game, you know, that's nearly a dead rubber, Martin. You know, we're through mathematically. You know, with the goal difference we've got. So I don't think he'll be probably he'll be playing. Look, I don't agree with. Look, is it A in the chat there about? But I'm not. Ball is a class player. Don Ball is a class player. I was really excited when he signed. But Lee Evans, look, he wasn't at his best on Saturday. I don't think the team was at it as a whole on Saturday. You're not going to drop Lee Evans on one performance when he's been our best player all season.
But we played different style, didn't we? Even though we had the same formation, we played which we discussed on Sunday, wasn't it? They got the ball far quicker. Look, we didn't get into the 60s on our position, which we normally do.
You're not doing that. When you go to Hillsborough against them, it's all right controlling possession when you're playing Burton, Accrington and Stanley. We're going to out-possession all of these teams. Sheffield Wednesday, they're at different levels than these other teams. So I think sometimes when you go there, you just have to pay respect to the opposition a little bit. When they've got players like... I was watching Sunday's show when Richard Chandler said Barry Bannon wouldn't get in our team. Absolute nonsense. He would walk in to any team in this league and probably a lot of teams in the Championship.
I wouldn't have him in my team, and I'm with Rich on that one. I wouldn't have him.
Why not? Why not?
I don't think it's better than what we've got at the moment in the match day squad. I honestly don't. Whose place is he taking?
He plays instead of Evans for me.
You just said he's player of the year.
Yeah, but I'm just saying if you had at the minute, yeah, but we haven't got Barry Bannon. He's not playing for us. I'm just saying if he did, he would be playing in our first team. He would be playing in our first team.
He would, yeah, I agree. He would have to play. I mean, his set piece delivery is unbelievable.
Emerson, Bannon is Sheffield Wednesday, 100%. You watched that game last week. He was literally getting the ball. You know, he reminded me a little bit of when he played for Town, who was getting the ball everywhere, trying to do everything. Alan Judge. You know, when Judge played for us, he was picking the ball up and trying to do everything. Not in, I don't think he's the same sort.
It's not great. Not great.
I know what you mean, but he always looked panicked and hurried, didn't he, Judge? He was like frantic. Whereupon Bannon knows he's got the ball, he knows he can pick a pass.
He's a player that certainly knows he's a cut above most players at this level. He is given tactical freedom in that Wednesday team, which I have not seen Lee Evans given to say, Evans couldn't do what Bannon was doing that second half. Literally, left back, right back. You know, it was basically Bannon. You go out, find the ball, don't care by the corner flag, find it, use it, make us tip because we're not getting on the ball enough. You know, everything. It's not quite that freedom for any midfielder. I don't think. Maybe
we saw the change. We saw the same formation, but a change of tactics, didn't we? And the fact that we had 200 passes fewer than what we normally do tells the story, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You needed somebody to get tight enough to Bannon on Saturday and just
maybe that could have been Bull.
Tony Adams kick him, Steve Bold kick him.
Dead leg him.
Just absolutely. Craig thinks Bannon's best midfielder in the division. Cable Warriors a storm on the weekend. Would you stick with him as Burns hasn't been ripping it up? You want to say that one?
No. Where's Burns? Look, I think the thing is, last season Town were Wes Burns, weren't they? It was if Wes didn't play, we really struggled. Now we're a better side now, and we don't rely on him so much. But I don't think he's been playing that bad. You know, I think he was a little bit off last Saturday. He's a little bit off last Saturday. If he's fit, he had a bit of an injury, Matt. So you have to take that into account. Look, if he sits on the bench for Wales again on Sunday, I think they play Poland. You know, he's going to be fresh coming back. He ain't played no football. He'll be playing again.
I'm quite pleased he's not ripping it up because I feel like the pressure on him last season, like you say, was immense, wasn't it? Because everything was down. It was predictable. I mean, it was always going to be down the right. Now everyone's saying that you've now got Davis, and when Lee comes in there, you've now got more of that threat on the left. It's to be expected that he's not going to rip it up as much, whatever that is, as much this season because we've got that attacking threat down there now. And plus, you know, you put it all on Burns. And pardon the pun, he might burn himself out.
If teams are sticking two players on him, Matt, there's gaps other places on the pitch. You know, so I don't think Wes he ain't been at it like he was last season. Am I worried that he's no, I'm not. I think Wes Burns. I think when he comes back Saturday, he'll be straight in the lineup, and he should be playing. Yeah. He's got enough credit in the bank from last season, but fans are so fickle to turn. They really are.
What, the Ipswich Town fan base are fickle?
Yeah, massively.
Equally, you got to obviously keep working hard and earning the right to be picked every week. Have you not?
He's still been working hard, hasn't he?
I'm not saying he isn't. But
just because he's not. Look, he got an assist on Saturday. Don't forget, he got an assist for the second goal. And I know he gave away a stupid free kick. I think it's for the first goal. But he still does a lot of work defensively. You know, going back the other way.
Yeah, I used my words. My words were incorrect. I didn't quite mean working hard. I meant you have to still.
You don't want to see him
performing at the highest level.
Yeah.
Providing the assists, getting the goals, being the threat that you're sort of designed to be in that formation. Particularly if somebody comes in and plays well in your absence, because what does that say to the understudy? You come in, you do your job, you play well, but the door's shut on you. There is a World Cup coming up.
Yeah, he's not that kind of player, is he? I mean, he is what he is. He's not going to be head down and he's going to run at the defence. There's more options to take the pressure off him this season. That's all.
Certainly is. Yeah. Wes Burns is the first name on any team sheet. I would have thought.
Yeah.
But particularly with the season last year was phenomenal. And we're so much better all over the pitch now. That's the difference, I think. We're so much better in
Top of the table for one.
well, yeah, but we're better in the 10. We're better out wide on the left.
Yeah.
We're better in the midfield, central areas. We're better defensively. We're better, all over the field, arguably, except could be said for the centre forward. Hadmi is a doubt for the weekend. Big Fred got you pull a face there, Rich. But Tuesday night, I was seeing polls or tweets for would you rather have Macaulay Bonne or Freddie Dapo in this team? That wasn't me doing it. That's what I saw.
Tell me on social media, you don't need a 20-goal a season striker anymore. Absolute fucking rubbish. Hang on. Harry Kane, Haaland at Man City. Are they not 20-goal season strikers? I know you're talking different levels, but you can't sit here and say, look, Freddie Ladapo, I think he does a lot of hard work that goes unnoticed. And I was really pleased with him the other night to get that goal. But for him, and I've said it before on here, Martin, he needs to get that monkey off his back by scoring in the league. Because the longer that goes on, the more people talk. Tuesday night, I wasn't there, but it was a bit like, was he getting stick, wasn't he? I don't really know, but he scored whatever. He shut them up if they were. But for his own self-confidence, he still nedes to score a goal, doesn't he?
Who gives out sticker in a game against Arsenal?
Oh, mate, it depends who you listen to. Because some were calling it stick, others were so for it, saying how supportive it was. I wasn't there. Freddie appeared to take it in good spirits when he scored. I can only believe it was in good spirits, but I wasn't there, so I don't know.
Need scoring because it's all right at the minute saying, yeah, but your people behind him will score. Chaplains, your harnesses. Well, what happens if they go through a dry spell? You still have to be scoring. And the thing the other night I liked, Martin, I know he only scored one. At least he was getting in them positions to miss. If he wasn't getting in the positions, that was when I'd be a lot more worried. But I think
that's what I said. And Mike Brown turned his face up, like I literally just taking a shit on his doorstep.
What I think's funny is what's the person they're comparing him to? Would you rather have Ladapo? Would you rather have Bonne, who scored one goal in about 7 months?
They did score double digits
across the season, man. Similar records.
He was good. He was good for 2 months, and then he faded away. And that's why he's not an Ipswich Town player now. If he'd carried on and got 20 goals, he'd be an Ipswich Town player. So
Will Freddie then get 13 goals like Bonne did in the league?
No, he could do. It's got history.
Willie, come on.
I don't know. My name's not Mystic Meg.
He needs to.
It'd be good if he did. If he gets 13 goals in the games that are remaining now, we could still be top of the table. So I hope
he needs to, because circling back to what you were saying there about 20 goals a season, we very much subscribe to different way of looking at it and approaching it and building our teams. I've always been a more money-ball approach. I've always been I don't need one man to score me 20. I need Ladapo to get 13, Jackson to get 10.
Hang on.
Hadmi now to get 8.
You always said you want your strikers to score goals, so now you're changing your mind.
I do, but no. Hey, if you ask me how I set my teams up, it's incredibly different to Kieran McKenna. That's why I'm sat here on a Friday night talking to you two. And Kieran McKenna is going to be preparing his team to be live on Sky on Sunday afternoon. Do you know what I mean? Because he knows what he's talking about, and I'm just pretending. So
the fact is that Haaland and your Canes are going to give you 20 goals regardless, aren't they? Because they're that kind of striker.
And one takes penalties
across the pitch is how I see it. I agree with Martin in that respect.
Yeah, because I don't think at this level, particularly with Kenna's style of playing and system, where the charges don't necessarily fall to the striker all that often. Tuesday's a little bit of a red herring.
If you look at the games, though, that Freddie's played in, he has had some decent chances, Martin, and he hasn't taken them.
Is that a couple?
Yeah.
Is that a couple for sure? Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully, if it falls Sunday, he puts it in the net. He's going back to his former club, so if he starts, hopefully that gives him a little bit of something to prove. But I like a lot of him. I didn't like what I saw last Sunday at Saturday at Hillsborough, but then I did a little bit mitigating circumstances when he came on. He was a little bit isolated. I didn't think his body language was great there, Martin. If I'm honest, at Hillsborough,
I didn't take that course at college, so I can't comment on that one. But I'm
just saying, watching him.
I know.
When you're at a game, these things, you just watch.
Sunday, though, what was his?
Oh, it's the radio, mate. It was free on a Saturday. It was radio.
You listen to it on the radio. We don't know what his remit was, though, when he come on, do we?
Very true. But he just needs a goal in the league. His own self-confidence, Matt. He needs that goal. If he can do it on Sunday, wouldn't it be great if he scored, he got the winner. We're going back, top of the league, on to Portsmouth. But the trouble is now, with the way that Kieran plays and picks his team, it's
Yes.
a little bit. You never know if you're going to get a run of games. You're in one week, then you're playing a different opposition. We're going to set up a little bit. It's not like the olden days where you're number 9, or you play 2 strikers. You know who's playing every single week up top. You know, but
Yeah. It's
anyway, 1-0 Italy. Slothgate out. Get rid of him.
Pleased to be seen. I'm so happy to see England going to another major tournament on the back of really good form, players in confidence. It's just
They
great
were
to
in the
see.
new strip. They were in that new strip.
Yeah.
It warms my heart.
Do you like it?
Absolute shit. I like the red one. I like the red away one. The home one is absolute fucking terrible.
There you go.
75 quid if you want the standard
75
one.
quid, you want it?
115 quid if you want the player edition.
Mike D, I swear I saw governor flights to the United States last Saturday.
Going to Chicago, wasn't he?
I was don't tell me
really.
about fucking Chicago Bears. Right. Moving it on. There was a lovely piece in the Daily Mail. I know you both have read it.
No, I haven't.
It starts
I've not
off.
read it. I've not read it.
You've just shared it.
Yeah, not read it.
We shared it.
The thing is with Kieran's doing great, right?
Hang on. You've shared something, but you've not read it yourself.
No, I've not read it. Because the thing is, at the minute with Kieran McKenna, he's had a
You are
really
fake
good
news.
start. I'm just going to say he's had a really good start. Achieved absolutely zero. Absolutely zero. When he wins the league, we can give him credit then. Until then, look, we're all praising the team. This is the best football we've ever seen. We need to fucking realise we're in the 3rd tier here, guys. We're playing at Arsenal kids, Matt, on a fucking Tuesday night. Let's not get too carried away. My missus, Susie, was sat there on Tuesday, and she says, "Are you playing tonight?" I said, "Oh, we're playing Arsenal." She's like, "Arsenal?" I said, "Yeah, we're playing Arsenal. How are you getting on?" "Oh, we're winning 1. Well, you winning 1-0. And then I said, "Yeah, he's only under 21s." You've achieved nothing. Look, it's massive improvement. The football we're watching, the style of play, everything. But don't get too carried away with 9 games when we haven't achieved anything. We haven't achieved anything, and now we've got injuries. We'll see what we're made of. When we get a couple of defeats, we'll see.
Where was this passion, Rich, when they unveiled the Paul Hurst banner at Derby Day? And I was absolutely
Well, we've learned since then. We learned. We were in the Championship back.
Yeah, but I was livid, and you were like, the other way. I've got Facebook memories on this day to prove this conversation that they come up every single year. And now you're telling me we've done nothing.
Yeah, but you don't get
write an article about him.
Trophy. Oh, here we go. We'll give you the trophy for the league after 9 games unbeaten. Well done, lads. No, it's in May when they hand out the trophies.
Who pissed on your cornflakes today?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying. A lot of fans haven't seen us do anything, so we're really happy at the minute. My kids ain't seen us achieve absolutely anything apart from a playoff season under McCarthy. When if Evans had pulled his finger out, we'd have fucking got out of the league if we'd actually spent some money. But at the minute, it's brilliant. And when I see I think it was Richard Chandler saying today about the percentage rate that Christian Walton's got in for clean sheets, it's 30-odd%. It's brilliant.
He should have that at this level, to be fair.
There you go. We're playing fucking Burton, Accrington, Stanley, Cheltenham, shit teams like this. Give your head a wobble, everybody. Fucking wake up.
Stats are stats. Stats are stats. Facts are facts. Records are there to be broken. But it's not. It's like, did we not break a record under Lambert or something where we went? It was the most wins, or we'd achieved something, and it was in League One.
11 games under Paul Lambert we got.
Yeah, but it was some type of big deal, and I was like, "Fuck me, we're in League One. If we can't do it in League One, we should just pack up and go home, pal. Because this is Ipswich Town Football Club. Never forget where you've come from and where you're going." But Matt, back to the article, because I was trying to be a nice, positive, uplifting moment. It starts off talking about Bobby Robson, and then it says, McKenna says, "It's the reason I'm here, the reason the players are here. Everyone has the hunger to bring the club back to the highest level, and we have to embrace it, take pride in the past, while knowing we have to move forward, modernise all areas." Nice, fluffy piece. Well worth the read, right, Matt? Get it back on track, please, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I know Matt Barlow, who wrote that piece. Good lad. He's a good guy. It was a good little article, I thought. Again, it's kind of like, maybe little typical signpost. The Bobby Robson, they referenced Terry Butcher in there, they mentioned Millsy in there. It's that looking back in the past a little bit, but we want to create our own thing.
Talking about them ex-players, I was talking to Colin, and Russell Osman was there Tuesday night in the director's box, right? Played in a great side. What is he thinking? Watching Town play in front of 5,000 against Arsenal kids.
I know. Yeah, I thought that when we were set by the director's box, we saw everyone there, didn't we? The Colchester game, Butcher was in there, Osman was in there, Mickey Stockwell was in there. You do wonder, don't you? And then we are losing 1-0 to Cole. But yeah, it's that signposting article, isn't it? What you hate, Martin, don't you? The stately home of English football, Pullman Road. That's the history. Now they're looking to get back in the Premier League. It's that kind of thing. But at least we're being written about, right? This is what happens when you suddenly get top of the table. People suddenly go, actually, look, Ipswich, top of the table. Let's get down there.
Let's go and beat a decent team then. Let's go to Plymouth on Sunday and then let's roll them over.
Well,
Owen says Saturday. We can do it Saturday. We were 2-0 up at Hillsborough, had a great chance of beating and real laying down a marker there on Saturday. And the last 20 minutes were really poor game management. So let's hope when we go to Home Park Sunday, we go out there and we beat them.
A couple of comments. We've got Owen, you slate League One, but we're now in our 4th year here. Why can't fans get excited when it's going in the right direction?
Yeah, absolutely, you should.
I'm buzzing, mate.
We're excited, but we're just, we're debating.
Colin Plum. As Owen will do Monday evening. So bring the A game, Owen. Let's do it. 8th. Owen, sorry, not Owen. Colin. There's a tad of Bobby Robson about him. Don't care what anyone says.
Colin, don't even fucking mention him in the same breath. That's so disrespectful to Sir Bobby, that is. A manager managing in League One and Bobby managing at the top level. I'm not having that. Sorry.
David, I agree with Contra 100%. We're only a League One team at the moment, not Barcelona. We all need to cop up. We always cop on with ourselves, guys, until we get promoted. We've done nothing.
Well said, David.
Okay. On to Plymouth this weekend then. Plymouth are unbeaten at home. The Sky Curse looms large. Yeah. Are we worried about this one at all, gentlemen? And if you were given the Mick McCarthy point right now, would you sit out the weekend happy as a pig in shit?
I am worried about it because you've got the best home form against the best away form. So something's going to give here, isn't it? This is a draw. But me and Richard discussed this on the phone previously. We do tend as fans, because we're a little bit cynical and like Owen says there, this is our 4th year in there. We do tend to give them opposition more credit than they're actually due, like I did with Shrewsbury. It's going to be a tough game. We'll be lucky to get away with a point there. We roll them over 3-0. Now, Plymouth had a really good start to the season. They've not lost at home. They lost 5-1 at Charlton, I think it was at the start of the season, albeit they were down to 10 men, I believe. They've had 2 sending offs this season, I think. So they're obviously in a good place. They're difficult to beat at Home Park. But again, I'm worried about that left side. But everywhere else, I think we've probably got the ammunition to beat them. Whether we can do it's another thing. We couldn't do it against Hillsborough, could we? But we've got it on paper. For certain.
Would you take the point and sit out the weekend?
No.
No? Okay. Rich?
I'll take a point. I'll take a point.
Right now, if we could do it, you'd sit out the whole weekend, just say, right, I've got my point. Don't worry about it. I'm going to Legoland.
Point at Plymouth, beat Portsmouth. You've taken 5 points from teams around you, and you've given them nothing as well. This is a thing where I know we didn't win last Saturday, Matt, and we should have won the game, but we didn't give Sheffield Wednesday. They haven't caught up any. They haven't took 2 points off us, have they? So I actually think we'll lose on Sunday. I just think Plymouth are a good side, and they haven't conceded a goal at home. I think it'll be 2-1 Plymouth. That's just my thoughts.
So you are worried about it then? You are worried about this weekend?
Yeah, Plymouth are a good side. I think if we got to just respect them. Don't go down there and think, oh, it's only Plymouth. We lost there last year 2-1.
Yeah, we did.
We did have Matt Penny. We did have Matt Penny sleeping at the far post though. So
when it's twice.
I think it was twice.
For a reason, once. They're third for a reason, but there's no reason why we can't go. Look, we were 2-0 up at Hillsborough, and Sheffield Wednesday are a much better team than Plymouth. I would say we could probably make a bit more of an interpretation of that on Sunday evening. But I'm shitting bust, mate. Get in there and try and get 3 points. Come on, draws are no good to anybody.
We're going to add to a song to the jukebox here in just a moment. But first of all, our keys to beating Plymouth. Despite Rich not feeling confident, I've asked both lads, give me 2 keys, 2 things that town must do, have to do, should do to get 3 points from this trip. Rich, I'll start with you as the person who obviously feels we're going to lose. What are your 2 keys to getting 3 points this weekend? Control
the controllables. Right, so we can all sit on here and moan about the referee was shit, the pitch was shit, people were throwing coins from the crowd at Hillsborough last week. Don't I don't like that. Sheffield Wednesday, they should be punished for that. But we can do nothing about that. Control the controllables. Your attitude. Get your attitude right. Your effort, your energy, your body language. That's another thing. Prepare right. You know, look, they'd have been preparing all week. Kieran will have them well prepared. So the things you can control, you know, take care of himself. The referees are shit in this league anyway. If we get another poor ref, we can't do nothing about that. We can't do nothing about that. It's like the linesman last Saturday. He was offside. The linesman's not done his job. There's nothing that Town can do about that. So control the controllables.
Okay.
And my second point is big first 20. You know, this lot, 4 out of 4, Matt, at home, unbeaten, not conceded a goal. Beating some good sides at home as well. So get in there, take control of the game, take control of the ball, which we probably didn't do last week. Like we said, it was a different game at Sheffield Wednesday, wasn't it? We scored that early goal after 3 minutes.
Brilliant start, yeah.
Then they had more of the ball first half. They didn't do a lot with it, but get in there, get hold of the ball, quieten the crowd down. Early goal maybe again. I'm not saying we can't win. We're as good as anybody in this league. I just think if we go in there and we're thinking this is going to be an easy game, I know as fans sometimes think it's only Plymouth. No, they're up the top. They're up the top. They're unbeaten at home for a reason because they're a good side. Schumacher is a good manager, you know. Obviously, he came in, he was assistant, wasn't he, to Rhinelo. He went to Preston. You know, he probably could have gone with him. Now he's been talked about for championship jobs. So that's for a reason because he's a good manager. So it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough game on Sunday.
Absolutely.
Well, I've chosen it.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, a bit of a curse in there. You know, the international weekend, all crumbs. You know, don't have it coming off and whatnot. But all right. We've got a couple of comments. We've got Moby start well and take control of the game. Simon Harris, take away should be free kicks in and around our box.
Really good
great
point. Great point because the last 20 minutes we give away a lot, didn't we?
We did. Well, their first goal, letting Wednesday come back into it, was from a free kick. Simon Harris,
Danny Mayer. He's
Danny Mayer,
around the box, isn't he? I seem to recall.
Simon Harris retained the ball when under the cosh. All right, Matt. What are your 2 keys to victory then?
These my little 2 keys. I have got Mumba Umba. So they've got Norwich loanee, Barley Mumba, on loan now at the moment, and he plays in that midfield normally with that Finn Azaz.
Okay.
Who's their kind of pivotal player this season. But I do believe he's gone away to, I think Beep was telling us he's gone away with Ireland. Yeah, so that's a big miss for them. So that's a bonus for us. But that Mumba's playing pretty well from what I'm told. Good in the tackle, got a couple of assists. There might be a bit more of an onus on the ball to go through him on Sunday against us. So he's someone to look after, Mumba. And I'd like to see someone give him a little crunch because of his Canary connections. Like, just show him his boss.
You ain't petty.
No. And we've already touched on this one. Ladapo goes home. I said Freddie Marquis last week.
You did.
Hillsborough been a happy hunting ground for him. Now he's had a good career. He had a good season at Plymouth. I think he got like 18 goals in about 45 odd appearances. In the relegated team, they went down full from bottom. You might recall Southend beat Sunderland on the telly and stayed up, and that relegated Plymouth down on goal difference. And then he didn't really fancy League Two, from what I'm told, and Portsmouth and Sunderland were sniffing around. And in the end, he went to Rotherham. And then when fans were allowed back in the stadiums and they played Plymouth for the first time, the Plymouth fans told Ladapo exactly what they felt about him. I've got a little quote here, actually. Let me see if I can find it. They said in the local paper, as the players congregated in front of the away end for a Miller's corner, those travelling Argyle fans took particular enjoyment in telling Ladapo that they thought he wasn't very good and he'll never be very good. So he's got a little point to prove against them, I think. So I always think it's good to go back.
Is that your shit and you know you are? Is that what they were saying?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So hopefully he can go there. He'll probably get some grief if he plays or comes on as a sub, whatever it might be. Again, we saw him score. He had opportunities, I'm told, on I've seen the highlights, but there were good opportunities on Tuesday. Eventually he got the goal that he wanted. He's doing it in the Papa John's. Got 2 in 2 there, hasn't he? But we want to see him do it. And what better way to do it at home park and silence an audience that wants to see you fail. So hopefully he can go and do something for us. Get it rolling for him.
We've got Neil Perks, guys. Don't be fools. It's going to be a real test. We need to earn the right. Score first. We won't lose. Best scout in sports. Ipswich versus Plymouth, 1-0, I think. You lot are going to win the league. Good depth and quality. Carl Brooks, control the whole game. Not just a 75 or 80. Stay disciplined and focused.
Do you reckon, just a question for you, Martin, do you think if Kieran could have had his time back, he'd have done things differently that last 20 minutes last Saturday?
That was a key to last week, wasn't it, Mine? We said subs. I don't feel like the debate we had on Sunday was that maybe he didn't quite get the subs correct. Like, for example, Keogh. Would you have bought Keogh on, Rich?
I can see why he done it, but it probably didn't work. If in hindsight, I probably would have bought Don Ball on because they were taking control in that midfield, and we did sit back. We sat back, and it was coming when the second goal. I know it was offside, but
I thought they were going to win.
The key was the first goal. Like I said to you on the phone, Matt, when I spoke to you after the game, it was like we give them that foothold back into the game with like after a couple of minutes, sort of the ref's gone over to speak to both managers. They're going home. Another 5-6 minutes, the game's dead. But when you give these teams an opportunity, like Wednesday, they're going to punish you. The better teams will punish you. And this is why on Sunday, we've got to be at it from that first whistle, you know, because Plymouth are a good side.
Neil's got the lowdown, hasn't he? 3 injuries, 1 suspension, 1 call-up. He's from that neck of the woods. It's very easy for us to sit here and go, oh, you've got to keep focused. You've got to keep discipline. But as you know, Rich, you were there in the stadium. It was all kicking off. Things were being thrown. It was a vociferous atmosphere. But, you know, and we didn't come through it. But if we were to face that again on Sunday in the same position, it might be that we've learnt from the previous week. And, you know, you if you don't win, then you're learning, aren't you? And hopefully we can take the learnings from that on Sunday. If we find ourselves in the same position again.
Moby, last 20 minutes is usually our strongest to the Wednesday game. We sat back because we were 2-up. Lessons learned, hopefully. I would have brought Kia on. I felt the subs at the time were the correct subs. So they were the subs I wanted to make. I would have made. The only difference is I would have chosen Wits and a half was coming off for Keogh because I felt we wanted Keogh's know-how, experience, savvy. But I wasn't a big fan of going to a flat 5.
We give him the opportunity to have the ball, didn't we? That was what we're saying. There you go. You have the ball. You break us down.
I very much wouldn't have minded a Keogh with insert one of who was already on the pitch, and then the other one comes off. Would that be Danasian, Wolfenden, or Edmondson in that instance?
He came for Jackson, didn't he? I think.
They went to a 5, didn't they?
I kept Jackson on last Saturday because he give you that threat.
You need an outlet, don't you? You need a pace. You need a. We're knocking this into the corner,
definitely,
and you're going to chase it because that's what we know you can do best.
Maybe that was the Depo's objective coming on, but we don't know that, do we? We just conjecture.
You need somebody with that.
That
target that hit me and play off me. You know, otherwise you just hit me and it comes back to you twice as quick because no one's playing off me. It's a couple of things. I think
he's been a real key player, isn't he, under Caden Jackson? I know the Fisherman's not a great fan, but he's proving real sort of. I think we did say it sort of when he signed it. He's not going to be playing in every game, and he probably sometimes suits mine when you're playing away from home, especially last Saturday at Hillsborough. That pitch, big pitch there, Matt. You know. Kieran had done his own work on Dominic Iorfa, who it was, like I said last Sunday when I came on, probably one of the worst displays at right back that I've ever seen. He was absolutely dreadful, wasn't he? He was shocking. But Caden's done himself no harm. Will he start again on Sunday? You know.
Well, look, was the saying it there in the comments, isn't it? They will leave space. You could see the same tactics again. Does that leave us a bit predictable? Because they would have scouted that game, Plymouth. Would that leave us a little bit predictable?
Got to stop it still, haven't you?
Got to stop it. Yeah, it's very well saying, are they going to do this, that, and the other? You've actually got to go out there and stop it. Much more difficult.
Absolutely.
Who's your front three Sunday?
It's hard to keep Jackson out, isn't it? Because that was such a great finish. And like you say, he was like man of the match. But I want to see Ladapo in there.
Is he frozen? Yeah, he's frozen. He's frozen. He's ducked the question. He's ducked the. Oh, he's back. He's back. There he is. He's back. He's back. He's back.
I touched something then I shouldn't have done. You know, Academy's going to be gives you physical presence. He's not going to be around. Certainly, I think Caden done enough to keep his place. I'd like to see Ladapo in there and Harness, Chaplin. Bloody hell, the abundance of options, right? I always like to see Harness in there because we've said before, Harness dips in and out of games. But when he dips back into the game, he might score a goal for you, which is, I think, brilliant. So,
for me, lights, camera, best players: Chaplin, Harness, Ladapo. That's who starts for me up the top.
Yeah, that's really strong.
Chaplin starts for me, definitely. Ladapo starts. I don't know. I think he might stick with Jackson. Harness definitely plays next Saturday against Pompey. He will be bang up for that game. I think he'll definitely play next Saturday. So, Caden, if Caden doesn't get picked, he could be thinking, look, I'm a little bit unlucky here, but look, we have got riches up front to sort of change it up, haven't we?
We do, and I still live in a very sort of traditional, old school mentality where these are the type of games I have spent the money to bring somebody like a Marcus Harness into the team, because you're live on Sky, the nation are watching. You know, there's an audience around the world. Won't be a big one, of course, but there will be an audience on Sky Sports. These are the games your big players step up to create moments, and you go out and pay money for those players to create those moments. So for me,
exactly. Big
you play.
Big plays for the big games. Yeah, I mean, look, Man City fans don't debate. Should we play Haaland against Spurs or whatever it might be? You know he's going to be automatically in there, but it's just the space we're in at the moment, isn't it? Yeah, but big players, big games, absolutely. And this is a big game for us. First versus third.
We've got lots of David, Chaplin, JJ, and KJ. Neil, Chaplin, Jackson, Harness. Colin Jackson plays well at Wednesday. On a side note, Crunch says, is the light blue retro top behind you warm? It's on my Xmas wish list.
That's the tracky, isn't it? I've got that.
Yeah, the tracky top. I've not really worn it yet because, or not much because it ain't really been cold enough. But what's yours like, Matt?
Nice. Yeah. Wore it last Sunday. Yeah, for the show. It's good. Yeah. What were we thinking of Jackson? Not Jackson. Tyrese John Jules. He had a quiet game, didn't he? I didn't think that it was really him for him last week. Maybe it was a bit too much. I don't know.
He's in and out, isn't he? It's like Martin says. He's 1 week he plays really well. Next week he's a little. Look, he's a good player. He's definitely got a lot of talent. I think you dip him in and out, Matt. You know, 1 week I think he'll probably do something like you think, blimey, look at the goal he scored at Shrewsbury. And then next week he'll be a little bit quiet. But look, there's definitely talent there. I'd probably start him on the bench on Sunday, and then he'd probably come on second. But yeah, I've been fairly impressed with him. Yeah, I think he's all right.
All right, we've got songs. Oh, sorry, go on. What was that? Sorry.
It was a great goal against Shrewsbury, wasn't it? Arguably one of our best of the season so far.
No. It won't go to the month.
No. I don't know how it won't go to the month, though. Don't start.
Geezer tracks back to the halfway line, wins the ball, runs through the defence and scores.
Yeah, but what about the defending? That fucking Shea Dunkley fucking...
I can't do nothing about that. He put himself in a good position there.
Good finish.
See, he didn't have a good game last Saturday, but in that maybe against the lesser opposition, that's where he shines a little bit. He's still learning. He's only a young lad anyway, isn't he?
Yeah, I think Colin's right. The issue is the end of his sentence is not what we've got, really, which is it'll be quality in time. We don't have the time on him, sadly. We have the present. That means that not me play a huge part, and I think he will. But it'll be up and down, roller coaster ride, as all young players when they're developing are. Right, song for the jukebox as we round up. Don't forget, you can join us Sunday pre-game from midday. Myself, Amy, and Curtis for your Talking Town matchday ticket. Then the moment the Fulton whistle goes, live chat, live link, get involved, come on the show, have your say after the events of the 90, whatever transpires, win, lose or draw, we will be live discussing it, talking it through, and you're more than welcome on your platform. Have your say in your words, unfiltered and 100% live. A says Plymouth haven't conceded at home yet. They will this Sunday. Don't worry. Don't worry. They will. Right. One song for the jukebox. We've got one early one from 80. He says, I like us on Wednesday. Green, green, grass, blue, blue, town sky. I'll add it in. It's obviously the George Ezra song. I do like it. Bish, bash, bosh. Rich, your song entrant for the jukebox this week, please.
Well, we're down in the southwest. So I thought I'd go sort of down that way. The Wurzels Combine Harvester song.
There we go. Right.
Did you do any other songs, Matt?
No. Dave's on TV.
Everyone knows that song. I don't know. Do anyone in the chat, any Wurzels fans there, what was any other songs they've got in their collection? Because I don't know anymore.
They'd be cancelled now, wouldn't they, for stereotyping an area?
There we go. Right, we'll add it in. It's in the jukebox. Combine Harvester, Green Green Grass from 80. And Matt,
I heard this song on the radio today, and I thought this was really good. We Got That Call, featuring Afrojack by Yves V, YVES, like French name. Really good track. We got that call. That's what we are. Top of the table. We got that call. Let's say we got it on Saturday. If we're 2-0 up with 20 minutes to go, we got that call.
We won't if it's on Saturday because the game's on Sunday.
Oh, Sunday. Sorry, Sunday. Sunday games. God damn it.
All right. There we go. Love it. I love a bit of that. We'll add that into the jukebox as well. Don't forget, as I say, join us Sunday. But anything else before we go, gentlemen? Any final business to bring up, wrap up?
Boxing show tomorrow, lunchtime, Martin. 12:30. Joe Joyce, Jay Parker.
Yes, looking forward to it. It's going to be a really good one. We're looking forward to
Yeah.
that. 12:30 tomorrow, right?
Have you seen Tyson Fury's video yet, Martin?
I haven't. No, I've just seen you posted it in the
The
Discord
sausage.
chat, though.
Your big sausage. What did he? What?
You big shit house. You big sausage.
Didn't he? Usyk and Josh. Why is he not signing the contract? Come on, Joshua.
The terms of it, he don't like the terms at the moment. I'm sure he will sign it. I'll be very surprised. We'll discuss that tomorrow.
We will discuss that tomorrow.
No-brainer for AJ. Come on.
Hit the join button on YouTube or head to the Ko-Fi site, sign up to a monthly amount, and get active in the Discord. We are active in the Discord.
Get in the draw for the Pompey tickets. We got a record number, 33 people in the draw for Portsmouth next Saturday.
33. Right, I'm off to bed. I'll see you all on Sunday with love, with care. I said that in my head and also said it out loud, but never mind. With love,
Come on,
with
you
care.
Blues.
You make me smile when I think of you. If I am down or when I am blue, I can't get enough. You make me happy, I feel so fine. Oh, how I wish that you were mine. I can't get enough. Hopeless lover. I woke up all soaked in sweat, with chills running down my neck. I thought went crazy from just the thought of you.